So our plan for the 48 hours, we're going to, at Bellagio, we're gonna see the new summer Bellagio Conservatory setup. And then MGM sent out these offers for $50 premium seats for some of the shows. So we got Mad Apple tickets, really, really good tickets, like a few rows from the front, $50 a piece. So we're going to not one but two shows. I'm gonna show you everything we do here. Make sure you stay to the end because I'm also gonna show you how much we spend on 48 hours in Vegas.
Valerie, Kyle Travel Channel.
It's crazy that we are back in Vegas. We were here a week and a half ago, but we got an email offer that was a 2-night minimum stay, and we got $50 resort credit, we got $30 free play, and we'll get a cruise certificate, which you do have to pay the taxes and port fees, but we're gonna get a mostly free cruise, and it's on Carnival Princess, Cunard, or Holland America. So when we got that email, we could not say no. We couldn't say no. We're here for 2 days. We're at the Cosmo. He has to stand in the corner until I'm done recording. Okay. We are at the Cosmo, 48 hours. So we have a terrace 1-bedroom suite. This is what it looks like. It is so pretty. We have, right when you walk in, we have some artwork to the right. We have the little snacks, an ice bucket, and then here is the mini fridge, but it's stocked, so can't put your own stuff in it. That's our least favorite thing normally. But, so when you walk in, there is a nice little seating area with a giant TV, couches, we have a long desk, we have the closet directly, well, Kyle's boot bench, he was very excited about that. Across from the closet, we have the bathroom, and this is so cool. Bathroom is beautiful, first of all. I will say that. It's very pretty. It's very clean. I like the look of everything. And then when you come into the shower, it is a walk-in shower. And then there's the tub. There's a giant tub, and you can look out onto the view. I'll show you the view in a second. So we have a giant tub with a beautiful view. We have a king bed for the king. We have a king bed. It looks so comfortable. I'm so excited. It is really pretty. I love the decor. I love the artwork. It just looks so nice. And then in the bedroom, so here's the tub again. It is part of the bedroom. You have like a blind you can pull down, but that's what that looks like. Here's our view. So from the tub, you'll be able to see all of this. And then the terrace has a little chair, and then it also has a bench to lounge around. It's 800 million degrees, so I'm not going to go outside right now. But this is the view from the Cosmo. We got it. So now that we are all checked in, we went down to the MGM rewards desk. We picked up our cruise voucher certificate thing, and it has the dates that you can go. It has the QR codes to scan. They do take down your player number, and they have you sign for it to make sure that they have a record that you picked it up. So with the cruise voucher, it does have the issue date. It has the book by date. So it was issued today, book by mid-October, and then we have to take it by the same time next year. So the beginning of July, which is fantastic. That gives us plenty of time to book, to pick out the cruise, and start loading up our schedule for next year. It's starting already. Next up is Mad Apple. So that's at New York, New York. Here we go. We're always trying to eat cheap. Cheap meal number 1, Tom's at New York, New York. We split a veggie burger. We had some chicken pot stickers. We got a My Vegas coupon for $15 off, which was our free appetizer. In total, it was $17 plus a tip. We charged the $17 back to the room, so we paid, I think, $10. Really good meal, really good food, exactly what you would want from a traditional, just American kind of bar and grill. I did get a side of ranch, and maybe I was like, ranch, give me ranch. So they brought me 3. I have so much ranch. Oh no, we mentioned that we ordered fries, not tots, and then we got double fries. Double fries. I have to talk about Mad Apple. So I was a little bit worried. We booked 2 Cirque shows for one weekend, and I thought, is that too much? Are we going to see more of the same? You know, I love Cirque shows, which is why we go to them, and they are so impressive. You kind of get the feel for what you're going to expect. Mad Apple is not that. They are 100% right in their sign where they say, this is not your average Cirque show, because it is so different. It is the complete opposite of what a normal Cirque show is. Cirque shows are always a massive production with moving parts and a lot of people on stage doing choreographed acrobatics, and it is so impressive. That's why I keep going. I absolutely love it. Mad Apple is more of a variety show style where you have individual acts and you do have live singing, live music, you have dancing. The acts were doing things that we have not seen before, and we've seen a lot of shows. You have people who are a guy swinging a woman, tossing her up in the air and catching her. You have a contortionist. There was a comedian that came out and he entertained the crowd for a good 10-15 minutes. He was so funny. I'm gonna show you a little bit of the show here. I'm not gonna ruin it. You can go on the website as well and look at some different acts and what to expect. I 1,000% recommend going to see this. It is just a really, really fun show. You will have a great time.
Oh.
Kyle, why are we back at Excalibur?
It's Valerie's favorite place.
Yeah. He said, I don't care if you document this, because we were here 2 weeks ago and we got back to our hotel and he said, oh, I have $100 cash out ticket for Excalibur. So, and he's only done this about 20 times. Every time we leave a casino, he's like, oh, I have money from the previous one. Cheap meal number 2. We went to the cafe at Treasure Island. Kyle got a $60 food comp. That was back in April. We saved it for this trip. My meal was about $30. I had some eggs, hash browns, bacon. That's my go-to. It was good. The eggs were not the best, but it was okay. And then he got a pancake stack. He said he really liked it and it was pretty tasty. I would say if you're in the area, it is pretty big portions, cheaper food, but we probably wouldn't go there unless we had a comp, because there are definitely other breakfast places that I would choose over a more traditional diner feel, which is kind of what this was. The food was good, not the best we've ever had. We're at the Terrace. You know why. You know why we're here. It's Cronut time. We have blackberry jam and cheesecake ganache.
All right, we've begun.
What? Oh.
Action.
Oh my gosh.
How does the chicken taste?
What does that chicken taste like? Every time. So good.
That's how we cut. Cut.
Meal number 3. Not cheap, but we paid with points because we have to use our points on something. So we only paid the tip out of pocket. We went to Vanderpump at the Terrace. The menu is beautiful. The atmosphere is beautiful. The restaurant was beautiful. We've walked past so many times and I've always wanted to try it. I picked the wrong meal. Kyle picked the right meal. He got a chicken pot pie. I got a steak tip pot pie. Mine was so heavy for 5 in the evening and it just wasn't exactly, I don't know. It was good. It tasted good. It wasn't 100% what I would have liked to have had, although it did taste good. Kyle's chicken pot pie. I tasted a piece. I think had I got that, I would have loved it. It wasn't as heavy and it just had a really great flavor. He said out of all the fancy, expensive places that he's been, especially in Caesar's properties, he said this was the best meal he's had at a Caesar's property. He absolutely loved it. So if you're at Vanderpump, give it a try. The restaurant, like I said, is so beautiful. I'm glad we went. If we go back, I'm getting the steak. I'm gonna go with something, my tried and true. This just wasn't the meal for me. But it's crazy because it was the meal for Kyle. He loved it. It would not be a trip to Vegas without a stop at the Bellagio Conservatory. So this is from the website. It is Glam Menagerie, a surrealist summer. Step into a dreamlike escape with Glam Menagerie, a surrealist summer inspired by the splendor of European marble and the lavish drama of Baroque design. This immersive installation brings fantastical artistry to life, intricate trompe-l'oeil, which means trick the eye, illusions, dance across the space, delighting the eye and challenging perception, while Baroque-inspired flourishes evoke a sense of elegance, excess, and wonder. And it does continue and say, wander through this magical realm and encounter whimsical animal figures resting in luxurious beds, each adorned in fanciful costumes inspired by the French Renaissance. These surreal characters invite guests to step into a world where fantasy and refinement collide. Kyle loved the flamingos with the neckties. I thought the zebras were so cute and the tiger was so cute. The chess pieces were awesome. It was very, very pretty. This is the summer setup. It is absolutely beautiful. The conservatory is one of my favorite things because it is free and they always, always, always go all out. It is a fantastic way to spend some time walking around the Bellagio and seeing everything they have set up. We're headed to go see If you're interested in seeing I highly recommend. There's an Amazon Prime series called Nerve Center. One of the episodes goes behind the scenes of They go through some of the acrobatics, the tricks, what it takes to put the whole production on. It's so interesting and it gives you a sneak peek of things that you wouldn't normally see. So I definitely watched it before we went to the show. When you walk in the theater, the first thing you smell is water. It smells kind of a little bit chlorine-y, kind of like a pool, but you know you're seeing That was what hit me immediately, was the smell. The theater is very pretty. It's very open. We were at the second row from the top all the way in the back. I thought the seats were fine. You could see a lot of what was going on. The closer you get, you kind of miss things that are like in the background when they have multiple acts going on. I did like the seats. I thought the show was really good. Now, it did start in 1998, so it has been running for a very long time. There were some parts that I just didn't get, or, like I read online, I tended to agree with, like the clowns, you could cut those out. Just some of the things that maybe when the show started were inventive, and now it's kind of more just a novelty. I thought the show was really good. It's iconic. It is one of the first Cirque shows in Vegas. So if you want to see kind of where it all started, would be a great place to start. I'm glad we saw it. I would not go see it again, unlike, some of the competition that the Cirque shows have on the strip now. I'm going to show you a little bit of the show. Well, don't be this guy. This guy sat in front of us and was absolutely a nightmare with his cell phone. He was trying to record videos with the flash on, so he had his flashlight on, and people in front of him were so annoyed. We were behind him, and he was leaning over to take pictures and then promptly show the people in his group the pictures he just took of the show that was actively going on. Just don't be this guy. Meal number 4. This was a cheap meal. We had a $50 food comp or resort credit for the Cosmo. We're at the Overlook Grill. So this is up on level 4 by the pool. Cute little restaurant. I picked this one because the menu looked really good. It had a lot of gluten-free, a lot of vegan, a lot of healthy looking food. So we got the chilaquiles, the lime crema, delicious. The tofu scramble, delicious. Tortillas were so good. And the meal was gigantic. So it was more than enough for us to split. We each got a drink with it. And I think we got it to right around $36. So we charged it all to the room. We ended up paying $3 for the meal plus a tip. So it was a really, really inexpensive meal for us, especially with all the comps and everything that we had saved up and ready to use. This is what happens when I try to record myself. Our stay at the Cosmo was absolutely wonderful. I kept thinking, why do I love it so much here? I just thought everything was really, really pretty. I even had to look at the tiny tiles in the shower because they're like the iridescent mini tiles, just grouted perfectly. Everything was just absolutely beautiful. And then I'm looking around the hotel and I'm like, I just love coming here. And then I realized it's because everything is beautiful and sparkly. And I just, anything that sparkles and is shimmery and crystals everywhere, it really is the hotel that was made for someone like me who just loves to look at beautiful things and beautiful aesthetics. We had a fantastic time there. The bed was so comfortable. The pillows were comfortable. The room was absolutely awesome. We loved the terrace view. If you get the chance to stay at the Cosmo and get a terrace view, I think you'll have a great time. Now that it's time to go, unfortunately, I'll show you everything we spent on our 48 hours in Vegas. Travel logistics for this trip. The Cosmo. So we had 2 free nights. We had $30 free play, $50 resort credit. We also got a free cruise certificate. We both flew Southwest with a companion pass. One of us flies free. Ubers. This was terrible because we took an Uber to Treasure Island and then Kyle said, oh, I forgot the thing that we needed to run errands with back at the Cosmo. So we had to take an Uber back. Then we had to take an Uber back. So that was 2 extra Ubers. And then another Uber we took, he put in the Cosmo and then Uber took us to some back alley across the highway from the Cosmo. And our Uber driver, who we couldn't really communicate with, was just going to drop us off in the middle of nowhere. It was like an industrial, not very safe looking place at midnight. And we had to stop her and say, we don't know where we are. Like, you need to take us back. And then she said, oh, Uber pays me $3. I need more money. I need more money. So we gave her extra money just to take us back across. It was a 5-minute drive, which it sucked that Uber only paid $3 to her for the trip, but also we just think someone else might have questioned, where we were going, but we're not sure. I don't know. Total without points, $292.96. Had we used no points, no comps, no nothing, it would have been $1,040.92. Food. As I was recording, I was like, oh, we're just eating and going to shows and eating and going to shows. That's basically all we did. So we had Starbucks at the airport and I had a couple different Starbuckses along the way. We did eat at the Cap One Lounge and the Amex lounges, so we saved money there on food. New York, we spent $10 out of pocket. Treasure Island, $13 out of pocket. Randy's Donut, $4. The Paris, we used points for my Cronut. The Vanderpump, we paid $14 out of pocket. The Cosmo, we bought 2 waters because we were just desperate for some good water. $12, that was insane. The Overlook Grill, we paid $8.65 out of pocket. The airport, our flight was delayed, rolling delays. So we finally just got so desperate for food. It was like 4:30 at that point that we went to Payway and we got some stir fry. That was our most expensive meal. We were doing so good on food until we had to eat at the airport. So we spent $79.65 with points and comps and everything we had saved up. Total without points, $325.25. Entertainment. This was a big expensive trip because we had two shows that we went to, and they're Cirque shows, and those are usually pretty expensive. So we went to O, and it was $286.95. We did go through Expedia. We got cash back. $124.35. That did go through a couple days after we purchased the tickets, so total $162.60. This was for the seats that were really high up, and they did have the summer sale going on. That's how we got the Mad Apple tickets, which was the premium seats deal, $50 tickets. It would have been $225.94. We paid $109. So they did have tickets for not necessarily on this weekend, but they had them for further out. Our tickets were not refundable. Or I probably would have done that because we could have been really close to the front. I'm happy with the seats we had, but obviously you saw our experience. It could have definitely been a little bit better. Not Bellagio's fault at all. It was that stupid guy in front of us. Our total with points, comps, everything, $644.21. Our total without points would have been $1,879.06. I'm happy with those numbers. I think we did a good job. We're doing so much better with food and getting that cost down. We do have one more Vegas trip coming up this month. Better not be. We do have one more Vegas trip coming up this year. We were talking about it last night, we decided we might go big. He wants to do the Universal Horror Experience, the 4 haunted houses. I hate haunted houses, but I told him I would go. I want to do the Sphere. I want to see the Wizard of Oz. Tickets are ridiculous, too expensive. I shouldn't even be doing it, but I want to go see it, especially after Postcard from Earth, because I absolutely loved going to the Sphere so much. Check out that video if you haven't seen it. And then also we have Ka, which, we got the premium seats and we were already planning a trip. So we got really, really great seats, $50 a piece, $109 total. It's going to be really good. It's going to be really expensive, mostly because we're going to do everything we can. When we go, I'll have that video out, so make sure you stay tuned. I have a lot of cruise things coming out, cruise ships, cruise ports, cruise review, all the things. And I hope you enjoy. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next trip.
I'm going out back to home. Goodbye, 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 everybody.